What is going on? We are live. We're doing things a little different today. I'll explain in a minute, you know? Let's wait for some people to file in real quick to this Friday night Hustleholic Hangout. So I am in, before we get into it, let me just first start by saying thank you to everybody who's been here, who's joining up, who's checking out these lives, man. It's been one crazy ride so far. And tonight we're doing something a little different. You can see my surroundings are a little different, right? I'm in my basement. I am in my bedroom. And that's because I am expecting some friends to come over later on the night. We're going to drink some apple juice later, but come on. I can't let my hustleholics down. So, we still got to have our Friday night time. That's how we do it every Friday night. So, nice basement. So, I'm your boy Richie Hustles. We do this each and every Friday night. We come together on this hustle hangout. And this is a place where we could talk business, we can talk shop, we can talk whatever you want to talk about. This is the place to do it. We generally talk for an hour. Sometimes we go over an hour. And we talk about all things Amazon and everything else. So, if you're joining us tonight on this Friday evening, thank you so much for being here and being a part of it. I have to say the Hustleholics are probably some of the most interactive group of people that I've seen on different lives, and I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you all so much. I got my computer over here. Let's give a shout out to some people in the chat. Is that lighting okay? Is it too bright? Does it seem too bright? I have my light here, but if it's too bright, I can tone it down a little bit. But it looks like we might be all right. I mean, I look a little washed out. Let's see if we can tone the light down a little bit, real quick. Let's just see. I'm just trying to check on the computer here. That might be better. I think that's a little better. So, let's see what we got in the chat. We got some people already in the chat already. We got Colby, Queen Ronnie, Fu Wei in the building, Tony, Daryl, guys, and so just so you know, this is the time where you can enter in your question in the chat. If you have a question for me, this is the time to ask it. We do this every Friday night, 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. Drop your questions into the chat. It can be completely about whatever you'd like, but usually we talk about Amazon and business and whatnot, so definitely drop your questions down there. Like this video. Definitely give this video a thumbs up. It's a free way to help support this channel. Let me know you're down with the hustle and that you guys want me to continue to do these Hustleholic Hangouts. You know what I mean? Every Friday. Also, if you want, it's optional. When you get a chance, you don't have to do it right now, but if you get a chance, take a look at the join section of the YouTube channel. You might find some perks that you might find useful in your journey, whether you're a reseller or you just like a deal. So definitely check out the joining for memberships and maybe become part of the Hustleholics gang. Let's get to the chat. Let's see who's in the building. We got Tony, Daryl, RG Slot Wins, The Best, MOD in the building. Colby, we already said. Logan, thank you so much. Congrats on the 10K. I appreciate that. It's crazy, man. A crazy journey. We got Salina. Salina. Then we got Carla. Spivey. We got Dead Channel. Alex. And listen, if you're asking a question, I will get to the questions. Right now, I'm just doing some shout outs. We got Alex Asmis in the building. Karen. Fuwei. Karina. Molly. Cosmos. Michael. Let me see, where are we? Michael Mahan, just to see you smile, resellers. I like that name. RJ Hicks in the building. JC, Kevin, Kirby, Suburban Beard in the building. What is up? Hey, real quick, Suburban Beard, I did get your email. I'm sorry I didn't get back to you right away, but I will email you back this weekend, and we'll talk shop. Kevin Kirby, we got Glow. Jimmy Smith, Laura Khan, Selena again with a question, Mrs. Solar, Cychronic Shadow, Christy Campbell, JJ Reyes, Diane, Claudie D. What is up, everybody? Welcome to the Friday Night Hustle Hangout. I'm so glad you're here. Let's get into some questions, right? We don't want to waste any time. We're here for some knowledge. Let's get into some questions. So let's see. Okay, got the first question of the night. Do you need an LLC for getting wholesale distribution accounts or just an EIN? So this question happens a lot. A lot of people think, oh, real quick before I answer that, because you know we're going to do this every week, right? Where's my apple juice crew? Throw an apple juice in the chat if you're a member and you know the deal. Where's the apple juices at? Salud. Let's start the night off right. Colby, so your question is, do you need an LLC to start Amazon business? No, you could start with a sole prop. You know what I mean? You can start with a sole prop and your social security number if you don't want to get an LLC. And what you could do is use that to sign up. Sole prop could even just be a DBA. And honestly, a DBA is just as simple as getting a business license for your local town. My local town charged me $20. Some local towns charge $10. Some towns or cities like Boston itself, they charge $60. So depending on where you live, definitely go down to your town hall, find out. Once you get that, you can sign up for a free EIN number, irs.gov. That way you don't have to use your social if you want to. You don't have to. You can use your social. Then open up a business bank account, and you can use, you want to call it ABC Funny Time. You could call it, Richie Hustles ABC, DBA ABC Funny Time, and have yourself a sole prop. You don't need an LLC. I have an LLC because I always knew that I was going to scale my business, and I wanted to protect my personal assets. Now, nothing's guaranteed, right? I'm no tax advisor. I'm not a consultant or anything like that. But I do know that when you have an LLC, you have a limited liability company, which means if something should happen and something comes your way, chances of you getting sued and your business getting sued is going to separate. They can't take your home, your personal belongings and whatnot. Now, that's not always true. Like I said, I'm not a tax advocate. I don't know all the laws and all that stuff. But for me, I'd rather have it than not have it because I know my business is going to scale. Tony says, hello, Richie from Pittsburgh, PA. Just got back from sourcing and I'm full from all the dinners. Tony getting dinners, man. Throwing up dinners in the chat. Tony, glad you got those dinners out there, man. What'd you get? Did you pick up any of those Victrolas? What'd you get? Got a nice haul at Dollar General today, says Daryl. Daryl, I need to go down to Dollar General because one, I want to see what they have for Pokemon cards. Two, I want to see what they're clearancing down already. I heard they have some really good deals right now, and I need to check out Dollar General myself. Let's see. Got some baby section dinner today. Found a stroller car seat combo for local flip. $50 should be an easy $150, says Colby. That's how you do it, man. That's awesome. Reggie, congrats to Logan throwing dinners and some 8-bit fire in the chat. That's what's up. Selena. Hey, Richie. Hey, everybody. What's up? Good evening. How do you scale RA? Buy. Outsource. Hustle every day. Get out there. Do your thing. It's with RA. So, and this is just my personal opinion, okay? RA is great, but the key to RA is really replenishables. You got to find replenishables. That could be through distributors. That could be maybe, like, for instance, during the pandemic, there was one household item I was getting at full price and flipping it constantly for months and months. I traveled to, I don't know, something like, I think I traveled to 12 Targets one day. I did a video where I think I went to 10 or 12 Targets or 14 Targets. And I was looking for items and stuff. That was nuts. You know what I mean? But I mean, if you really want to scale RA, it's really going to be about replenishables. While we always, when somebody asks me what I sell, I still say whatever makes me money, right? Whatever it is, it could be Nike, Adidas, it could be toys, it could be health and beauty, it could be clothing, it could be anything, really, right? It's just whatever comes our way. But sometimes that gets a little stressful. You really want to get replenishables. You sprinkle a little bit of random RA in there, you know what I mean? Just a little sprinkle. And you'll be able to do it, and eventually I'd love to transition to wholesale. But right now, RA is so on fire that it's hard not to go in a store and walk out with 2 cards. We did 3 days in a row, double card gang. You know what I mean? 3 days in a row, double card gang, which has been crazy. Fuwei says, I got my wife to watch the stream too. That's awesome. Fuwei and Mrs. Fuwei, we'll say. Karen, okay, I don't know what all that stuff is. Sorry, guys. Shout out to your adorable littles from the IG Quick Live earlier. So dang cute. Yeah, man, it's really a blessing. I love my daughters. They mean the world to me. You know, and you know, I would drop anything for them and do anything I can. And honestly, that's what really keeps me going. You know, everybody has their one thing. And you know, it's just not my daughters. You know, it's my wife. It's holding the family together. You know, it's really about having that base and that support structure to really just keep you going. You know, everybody has their thing. Karina said, and I hope I say your name correctly. Karina C. First time here on a live. Can't wait. Love your content. Karina, so glad you're here. On Friday nights, this is a place where you can ask your questions about Amazon, about reselling, about life. You could ask me where did I get that mirror on the wall right here. You could ask me where these pictures come from. Whatever you want to ask me. This is we're here to hang out. This is a very casual live that I really enjoy. I really look forward to this every Friday night because it is a casual. It's really just time for me to just be me, right? And for you to be you, and for just us to just come, bring positive vibes, and just have a really good time while doing it, you know? So thank you for being here on this live. This is one of 3 lives that we do throughout the weekend. Molly Markowitz says, hello, Richie. Do you have a step-by-step video once you get your products home, and what do you consider as your range for ranking? It's a very good question. The answer is this. The simple answer is no, I don't have a step-by-step video once I get my products home, but I am going to do one. It's probably and it's crazy because it's probably one of the most requested videos that I get from everybody that joins the lives or channels, and it's, hey, I love watching your videos. I love seeing you out getting the deals and all this other stuff, but what do you do after? What happens after you get your merchandise? What do you do? You know, and it's funny because to me, it seems like the most uninteresting content, but to you, a lot of people want to see that. So I am working on 1 or 2 videos that I am going to go through step by step, from unpacking the merchandise to prepping it, right? And for me, prepping it is ripping off the sales tag or taking off the sales tag. I don't prep myself, and I pay Amazon to do it now. So, you know, it's really just about weighing the product and putting it into Amazon. So I am working on a couple videos. So stay tuned for that. I'm not sure. It'll probably come, honestly, it'll probably come sometime in March. I am going on vacation. Yes, I know. I haven't been on vacation in 6 years. I am going on vacation. So expect a video like that sometime in March. I do plan to come out with one. It's going to be really fun. Thought I missed it. Hello, everyone. I think I shouted out to everybody. Let's see. Just started hustling last week and got my first sales today. Congratulations, JC, on your first sale. It's the first sale to many, right? Good luck to you. I know you'll kill it. I started watching Super Unsexy because you dropped the name. Man, listen, I love Unsexy, man. He's a good guy. I really like his content. He's a great guy. I really love his content. You know, he's a funny dude, man. Shout out to Super Unsexy. Kevin already hit that like button. Jimmy Smith. Richie, thoughts about chasing the lowest price versus pricing it for the buy box? So, another good question that I get a lot of times. And I'm assuming you're saying if you have 3 non-prime sellers that are selling their items for $10 a piece, and then you have the first prime that's selling at $15, I think what your question is, do I price mine if I'm selling prime for $10, or do I price it for $15? And the answer is, let me just lower this a little bit. Okay. The answer is, I always go by the prime price. People will pay a premium for the prime price. I always price to the lowest prime price. So an item could be $10, $12, $12.50, $13, and the lowest prime could be 17. My competition's with the 17. So I'm pricing my prime, my FBA with the lowest prime offer. Can you do a video on how to start selling on Amazon? Laura Khan, honestly, there's really no need for a video. All you have to do, Google Seller Central Amazon, follow the instructions, and that's how you'll be able to set up an account. Now, it's different if your question is, if you're wondering what to start selling on Amazon. Now, that's a different question. That's something that you are gonna have to figure out, because all I can tell you is I started with books. I can't tell you what to sell. I'm not sure what new sellers are gated in and not gated in for their prices. But the first start is to start at sellercentral.amazon.com. This is the seller hub of selling on Amazon. And when you sign up, you'll get an account. There is 2 different options. You can choose an individual or a pro. You can read through the differences. But as far as what to sell, unfortunately, a lot of new sellers are gated in Amazon, and that's okay. You know what I mean? You have to find what does sell, and you have to sell a lot of it. Then you'll be able to be ungated automatically, or you can find distributors and submit invoices to be ungated to sell those brands or sell in those categories. Let's see. Where are we? Wow, I'm behind the chat already. Sorry, guys. Question. How do you determine what price you should put for the items? I know I want to be competitive, but I don't want to sit on product because I have it priced too high. Sure. So Lena, what you have to do is you need to figure out, the cost that you're paying for that item. All right. And I guess another question is, do you use a repricer? If you use a repricer, this is even easier, because what you can do is you can set your minimums, which is the minimum amount that you're willing to accept from a buyer that you figured out. This is the minimum price I can accept in order to make a profit. And then you also have to figure out what's the maximum you're going to set in case you end up being the only prime seller on there, right? You don't want to set your max too high, because if it goes too high, then what's going to happen is you're going to be priced out of the box, like you said. And another thing is, you want to be competitive. You don't want to race to the bottom, but you want to be competitive, okay? So what you really need to do is you need to figure out what your cost is, what the Amazon fees are going to be, and you can find this by scanning with the Amazon Seller app. Once you find out what your gross proceeds are going to be, for instance, if your gross proceeds are going to be $10 and you paid $5 for an item, maybe the lowest you'll take is $6, because you'll make $1 profit. Maybe that's the lowest you're willing to accept. Maybe you've had inventory that's sitting for a little while, and now you have to take a small loss on it. Well, let's be real. Sometimes you just might have to just take a loss, period, and get out of that, right? It's going to be too expensive to keep it stored if it's not selling, right? You might want to recall it. There's all different types of variables. Mrs. Sola, I think I said what's up. Cyclonic Christie. JJ Reyes. Guys, if you could help me out, please smash that like button. If you enjoyed a hustle and if you want to support this channel, I would really appreciate it. Smash that like button. Let everybody know that you love the hustle too. Richie Hustle just got an order in to do topical and Adidas. Congratulations, Claudia. That's what's up. Still worried about getting ungated in toys with those safety docs required. You think it's a good idea? Look, I mean, here's my take on it. I sell it. Toys. It is what it is, right? What they do is they've been giving you a few weeks to get the documents, or you can sell out of the document and delete it. I'm not saying to take a risk and start submitting toys. I'm just telling you that I do. When it comes to business, I'm a risk taker. Now, I'm a risk taker because eventually they may phase out third-party resellers in toys until Q4. I can't imagine them not having third-party resellers for Q4. Like, that would be nuts, right? Not quite sure what their end game is with that yet, but I just sell my toys. Listen, I just sell it. I look at the data. I make sure it's going to sell, and that's how I do it. You know what I mean? I can't advise you to sell toys into something that Amazon's requiring documentation to. I can only tell you what I'm doing, right? As a new seller, I probably wouldn't do it yet. I would probably figure out what is required and what they actually want you to do before doing it. You know? Why is it so difficult to get onto Amazon seller? What's difficult about it, Christine? What do you think about the new Walmart Marketplace? I don't know. I didn't know they had a new Walmart Marketplace. Oh, you mean for like third-party resellers? Tell you the truth, I don't sell on Walmart. I need to start selling on Walmart.com. Do you wait for the prices to go back up to ship when the deals drop or send it right away? Okay, so here's my experience with that. When I buy and I look at the data, I'm looking at the data as of today. I want to get this item in and sell it as quick as I can. I had a bad experience one time where I bought a ton of Legos and people tanked the price, and I was like, I'm going to hold on to it. It'll go back up. I know it, right? And it went from 38 sellers to 57 sellers to 109 sellers to 181 sellers to 212 sellers, and it kept going, and the price kept coming down, down, down until I was like taking a massive loss. And a year later, I even paid storage fees on it. A year later, I ended up taking a loss. So I do not buy for the future. Some say it's a good idea. I think that's an okay game if you're going to sell on eBay. For Amazon, though, me personally, when I buy things today, I want to sell it tomorrow. That's just me. I don't want to sit on nothing. I don't want to take a chance, you know? Do I have to polybag books when I ship them into FBA? I think Amazon recommends it. I don't, but every time I get returns back, they come in a polybag. And when I look at the fees, I don't see any fees for the books. So I don't think books need to be polybagged, but I would double check with the Amazon forums to find that out. Just because I'm doing something doesn't mean it's correct, right? I don't know everything. I'm not a genius. Listen, I'm an everyday, guy like you, like everybody else. You know what I mean? So I'm just on here documenting my journey, having a good time, running a small business, and making a lot of new friends. What's up, Anthony? Sherry D. Bryce in the building. I'd love to get started, but have to be so very careful about income because I'm on Social Security disability. Do you have to file as a business? So, I'm not a tax consultant. I'm not an accountant to be giving advice like that. I do know that if you have a sole prop and you use your Social Security number, you can file your sole prop and your personal in one. And I even heard that in certain LLC cases, you can file all in one return. But I would check with your accountant or your financial consultant because I'm not an advisor. I'm a hustler. I'm waiting for the boop to come into play. Wow, we're already at the apple juices, but everyone was throwing apple juices a friggin' half an hour ago. I'm so behind on the chat. Where's tequila, bro? The juice? Yeah, okay, we got grape juice. Oh, no. We got apple juice. We ain't sipping on that scissor. Let's see. I know let me real quick. We got Ronnie Canati. Welcome to the Hustleholics gang. Thank you for joining up. You will most certainly enjoy the perks for that membership. Thank you so much. Diane Hawkinson with that $10 super chat. Thank you so much for that super chat. That means a lot. She is rolling like this, dying, laughing. Listen, I'm only me. I appreciate you being here, Diane. Thank you so much. Let's see what else we got. Kevin Kirby with a $4.99 super chat. I want to say thank you for helping all of us. It means more than you know. Kevin, I want to thank you for being here and joining my lives and participating in the chats and all that other stuff. So thank you so much for that super chat. I really appreciate that. What else we got? Let's get back to some questions here. We got some juices. We got stories here. Hello, what's up, Bob Lewis? Does credit score affect your chance of getting reseller account on Amazon? I do not know. I'm so geeked. New sub. Oh, you're not shopping. Yeah, Heidi. So on Friday nights, what we do is we do a Hustleholics Hangout. This is a chance for me to answer your questions. If you have anything on Amazon, if you want to ask me anything via in the chat, feel free to do so. We do our live hustles on Sunday nights. And honestly, the live hustles have been getting so popular. I'm actually thinking about possibly adding a second live hustle where we go out looking for dinners. We have one on Sunday. That's the main one at 6 o'clock. But I'm thinking about adding a second one on Wednesday, which is my only day off to not do anything YouTube. So that way we'll be going 7 days a week. As of right now, tonight, we do video uploads on Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday. Those are video uploads of the hustle or of anything that, anything of value that you could get. Wednesday is my only day off. Friday, we do our Hustleholics Hangout, which is asking questions, a Q&A session. Saturdays is our fun hustle. Right now, Pokemon is hot, so we've been doing a lot of Pokemon box breaks and pack openings on Saturday nights, 6 p.m. And then Sunday night is the winner chicken dinner when we're out in Walmart, or maybe I'll go out to Dollar Tree one Sunday, and it's a live hustle. It's live, it's raw, it's uncut. You know what I mean? We wrestle with Walmart employees. We do all types of stuff on Sundays. It's really a fun time, and I love all the lives, and I love everybody's participation. But I think I might add a second live hustle later in the evening, like maybe 7 p.m. on Wednesdays. I have to find out if I'm going to be able to make that happen. So stay tuned for that. But thank you for being here tonight, Heidi. I appreciate it. Barb says, I have a question about BrickSeek. Here we go with BrickSeek. The other day, they listed an item. It said, just listed in stock. I flew to the store, like Back to the Future. No, it didn't say that. They had none. I have the premium BrickSeek. Is it really worth it in your opinion? Couple things, Barb. Let me tell you this. BrickSeek. Ooh, BrickSeek. I'm going to add a choking icon so we can choke the crap out of BrickSeek. Sometimes I want to choke BrickSeek, and I do this a lot. I'm sorry. I'm Italian. I can't help it, okay? BrickSeek, we have a very, very passionate love and hate relationship with BrickSeek. And I say it all the time. I don't think it's a BrickSeek issue. I think it's a Walmart issue. I find things all the time at Target, Lowe's, all that stuff, no problem. When it comes to Walmart, this is what I think is happening. BrickSeek, and listen, BrickSeek is no angel. I'm not trying to give BrickSeek a pass, okay? But I will say this. BrickSeek counts the inventory. There's been a lot of times where I've had Walmart associates go to the back and bring me nothing, okay? But there's also a bunch of times where they bring me out what I'm looking for. So I think it's a real Walmart hidden clearance up in the back, up high, or as of late we've been seeing videos of Walmart employees stashing items. Walmart employees are not supposed to hold any items for themselves, right? But they do, right? There's been a big controversy with the cards. Walmart employees have been getting all the cards before anybody can even get a chance to get it, This is what I would tell you. If you're going to one store, and I'm only basing this off your question, Barb. Barb, if you're going to one store, Barb, BrickSeek Premium ain't for you. It's not going to be worth it. You know what I mean? Even if you go to like 2 or 3 stores a week, it might not be worth it. Maybe you get lucky. I mean, look, you have a month to make back your $30, okay? And if you're going to 2, 3 stores a week, that's about 15 stores, 12 stores a month. I mean, you should be able to make your $30 back in savings, or if you're reselling in profit. What I would say is this, and I say this to everybody. And listen, I know I upload like one video on Monday. That doesn't mean I went to one store on Monday, I go to, 4 or 5 stores, 3 stores minimum a day, sometimes more, Sometimes I'll go shopping, even if I'm just making a personal trip. It's all about, what's the word I'm looking for? It's all about like how often you're gonna commit to going out to these stores. If you're going once or twice a week, maybe the premium's not for you. But I would definitely get out there, because I promise you, you're gonna be more disappointed than not. Just the way it is. But if you're going to three to five stores a day, that's 25 stores a week. That's 100 stores a month. You're most certainly going to make your $30 back in either savings or profit. So I hope that helped. What do you do when you find an item on sale on the Walmart app, then go to the store, but it's not ringing up at sale price for that store? So I've actually had this happen to me where, the app says, hey, this is a $2 item, and I'll scan it, and it's actually $30 on the register. And I got a manager involved, and I showed them the Walmart app. Now, the way it was explained to me was that on the Walmart app, you also have third-party resellers, okay? As long as the item on the app says sold by Walmart, they should honor that price, because you're scanning in store with the app. However, if it's being sold by a third-party reseller and it's less expensive than the in-store price, they're not going to honor that price. Let's see, Ronnie, we got to Logan in the building. Does TJ Maxx or Marshalls do tax exempt? I heard they do. I'm super lazy when it comes to it. I heard all you have to do is bring your resale certificate there and your tax. What is it called? In Massachusetts, we call it a W4 or an I4 form or an S. I forget what the hell it's called. But you bring your resale certificate in there, and they should honor it. Find out with your local state, though. We got Cheer or Cheerleader Nay. Not Cheer. Cheerleader. Cheerleader Nay. Hey, from North Idaho. Whole family love your content. That just makes me smile. My 11-year-old girl scans with her dad and calls out dinners. That is... Can we get some dinners for Cheerleader Nay and her 11-year-old girl who's scanning items with daddy, calling out dinners? Salute to you. Cheers. And out in North Idaho, that's like a whole new universe from where I am in Massachusetts. So that is literally the best thing I've heard all day. That is awesome. I'm glad to hear that. I got two of the record players, Hustle Gang Glow. Record players, man, the dinners. They had dinners. You know how many people would tell me, don't buy the Crossleys, they're tanking, Amazon's on it, blah, 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 blah. Man, listen, they can say whatever they want, but we're doubling up. So insert Sir Mix-a-Lot right here. RG Slotwin says, "Insane, bye, bye, bye." Bye, bye, bye. Oh, man. Colby, I caught two different Walmart. RJ holding restocks, and it was garbage. Did find one mega box NFL and some Unified Minds boxes. Man, let me tell you, I picked up, I don't know if you saw it or if you follow me on IG, I picked up the whole display of Unified Minds, the boxes that hold 3 booster packs. I think it came out to be like 56 packs or something like that. We're doing that for an opening. It's going to be crazy. I noticed some books I see at Dollar Tree have been marked with a black mark. Can I sell these as new on Amazon? Jill, I'm not going to answer that. And I'll tell you why. I believe in both. Some will say, well, it has a black mark on it. It shouldn't be sold as new because it's damaged. Even though that cover is crisp, those pages are white, crisp pages. You know they just got it from the publisher, and because it's sold at Dollar Tree, they put a little mark on the top. I would say use your discretion and, grade them according to how you feel they should be graded. That's all I'm going to say. We got big boy Brian D'Souza in the building. My score of the day, I bought 4 Razer Mercury gaming keyboards for $19 each. You sold for $200 with a 3,000 ranking PC. I'm eating steak and lobster this week. So Brian Souza scored a winner steak and lobster dinner. I'm gonna have to get, so listen, so you guys have been so great with memberships and signing up for the Hustleholics members for the perks that we can add 2 more emojis, and I'm thinking about adding a steak emoji because we might be graduating from chicken dinner to steak dinner. It's possible. I mean, we get dinners with blue cheese all the time. You know what I mean? Shout out to you, Brian. That's awesome. Kareen Mehta got some 3-cent games. Good for you, Kareen. Glad you got on that. Did you use self-checkout? Let me know. Kevin, we shouted out for that super chat. Thank you again. I want to try dumpster diving, says Glow. You know what? You know what's funny? I always wanted to try dumpster diving. I'm not going to lie. I can't do it. I can't do it. I want to try it, though. Heidi says RA, question mark. I think, so RA stands for retail arbitrage. Molly says, if everyone is looking for BQOOL items, how does everyone make money? What does RA mean? Good question, Molly. So RA, you probably just heard me 30 seconds ago say RA meant retail arbitrage. Retail arbitrage is when you buy something at one store and you sell it on an online marketplace or another store at a higher price. So when you buy something at $2 at Walmart to resell it on Amazon, that's considered retail arbitrage. You're taking advantage of a sale price at one store and you're reselling it for profit on another marketplace. And to answer your question, if everyone's looking for BQOOL items, how does everyone make money? Because a lot of people at A, could be gated on Amazon. B, that item might not be in there, as you've heard a lot of people's frustration, it might not be in their Walmart. Or C, people aren't utilizing BQOOL in the correct way. Could be one of those. Colby, thanks for answering that in the chat. Even though you probably answered it like 20 minutes ago, I'm so far behind. I'm trying to catch up. Where'd you get those pictures behind you? Are you talking about these ones? My wife has a YouTube channel, and she actually had those sent to her from a company I can find out. If you want to message me on IG, if you really like them, or if you just want to know, my wife had them sent to me for a review on her channel. Let's see, do you have to hide the toys you buy to resell from your kids? My grandson got into some of the toys I bought. Oh my God, Candace, do I ever? You know, so I work out of my garage. I live in Massachusetts, and right now it's like brick city, meaning it's like cold as hell. Even though today was 40 degrees, it was a decent day for February. But when I come home with bags and bags of toys, even if I'm prepping in my garage or if I'm prepping in my kitchen, my 5-year-old, soon to be 6-year-old, always sees my toys and always comes in and says, Daddy, I want this. And I'm like, you already have something like that. And I'm like, but I don't have this. Like on my last video, if you saw, I bought a display of the GIF, GIF, the GIF toys. They were 50 cents a box. I ended up paying $6.75 for the whole display. I gave 2 to my daughter. She opened them up, and then I was like, I gave her another one. And it's really hard not to spoil your kids. But I'll tell you right now, I've 100% have said no more than yes. You know, I don't want them to think every time I come home they get a toy. We don't win it. No. No. But I feel you. Where do you get the UPC labels to cover the original ones on the item? Sherry, I have Amazon prep all my items. I do not recommend beginners to do it. So what I was doing is I have a Dymo label printer. And what I was doing is I was printing out my labels and covering the UPC with those labels from the Dymo. And before the Dymo, I was using the labels that are 32 a sheet that you can just put in a conventional printer. Laser jet, inkjet, whatever it is. And I was taking those labels and putting them over the barcodes. Logan says, I want to dive more into the book game. Where do you recommend I source books? 100% libraries. Libraries, and hit like 10 a day. Call them ahead of time. Hey, is your library open with everything going on with the pandemic? Is your library open for book sale? Do you have an ongoing book sale? 9 out of 10 times they will. If you don't have luck at libraries, I always have luck at libraries. And it's the least expensive. You can always go to Savers or Goodwill. Savers has been getting on the expensive side for books, so you make sure your profit is going to bring in, sometimes you're paying $4 to $5 a book. You want to make sure you're going to make your profit back on Savers. But definitely Goodwill is decent price, but definitely call libraries within a 50-mile radius. I'm telling you, call libraries. Kareem, what part of Maine? I was in Berwick. Okay, we got some Maine people in the building. Guys, you know what I want to do? This was fun last time. We have 136 people as I'm looking right now. I want everybody to drop. Where are you from? Or where are you at right now? Drop it in the chat. Let me know where you're from. I want to shout out some cities. Last time we did this, we had people all across the country and all across the world. It was pretty fascinating. Drop it where you're from. How much inventory do you need to start? Renee, you're going to laugh. And I plan on doing a video on how I got started and my story. Some people want to hear my story, how I got started. Other people might not be interested, but it's definitely a video that I'm thinking about doing from how I started, what I started with. Guys, I started, and I'm not BSing you. I started with $8. I walked into a library next to my full-time job with a $20 bill, and I spent $8 of that $20 bill. Literally. So, depending on what you want to do, depends. I started with $8. I started with books. Every time you go into a store, you go in with the idea of coming out with dinners. Absolutely. But also know that every time you go into a store, you could come out with nothing. Never have high expectations. Be excited, right? Be excited because, look, we live in the greatest country in the world. I really believe that. Capitalism lives on, and it allows us to do what we do, okay? But if you don't have any expectations, you'll never be disappointed. Something you're going to learn sometimes the hard way. We got Shop and Spree with Leslie in the building. How are you, Leslie? What do you consider as your range for ranking to use? It really depends on the category. Just to give you a quick idea, books, I like to source under 1 million, ideally under 500,000. Toys, I like to stay under 250,000. Sometimes, ideally in toys, I like to stay under 100,000. Sometimes I go up to 500,000. It just really depends. Jill says, Amazon is verifying my address by sending me a postcard with a code. Really? The way the mail is, I know. Listen, I feel you, Jill. Listen, have patience and perseverance. You'll get on board, and you'll be hustling in no time. JC, being a new Amazon seller, obviously I am restricted in a lot of things. Do you have any recommendations for newbies on what to sell? Books. Books, 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 books. It is the least glamorous thing to sell, but I'm telling you, guys, if you get on books and you learn books and you get a ton of books, books is a volume game, and you take the profit from books and you literally try to get auto-ungated in brands and categories every day as your selling increases, I'm telling you, that's how it happened for me. Every day, like I get like crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like I get nuts. Sometimes my wife looks at me and says, "You're a friggin' nutcase," because I get nuts. I'm very obsessed. I put posts like, be obsessed in whatever you do. You have to be obsessed. There's so much competition out there right now that you have to be obsessed. Right now, I'm being super obsessive with YouTube. I'm cranking out content. I'm doing lives, right? With Amazon, I'm pulling out double carts the last 3 days. I'm thinking about going back to the library in a couple weeks to fill up my second Amazon account. Be obsessed. You gotta be crazy in this business. Not crazy like you gotta be like, right? Crazy and like you gotta be focused. You can't have anything that's gonna like distract you. You know what I mean? Be focused. Be obsessed. Do you have some sort of special member of Amazon to sell with them? Nope, I just have the pro account. I love watching your live Walmart videos, says Marisol. Marisol Gonzalez, I appreciate you being here. That will be on Sunday. I appreciate you being here. Let's see what else we got. Cool. So what are the acronyms that you talk about? Says Michael. So FBA stands for Fulfilled by Amazon. You'll hear some sellers that say FBM, which isn't really a thing, but we all like to say FBM because the other term is called Merchant Fulfilled, or MF, right? I feel like they should just officially call it FBM. Fulfilled by Amazon or Fulfilled by Merchant. But Amazon calls it Merchant Fulfilled. So, my wife creeping. Merchant Fulfilled is the correct way of what you talk about, right? And Merchant Fulfilled is when you send it direct to customer. FBA is when you send everything into Amazon and they handle the customer service and whatnot. How many items do you generally have listed to sell on Amazon? I have a couple thousand, to tell you the truth. Jay Best says, I've been selling for 10 years, just recently choosing to go full-time a week ago. Congratulations. Saysons. Salud. Congratulations on going full-time. Win a chicken dinner. People now say they didn't receive packages, and when they do, they take a loss on that. Look, it's the cost of doing business. You know how many during Christmas time was a complete SHIT show, okay? You want to talk about packages not received, Amazon giving the refunds. You want to talk about eating it, but it's the cost of doing business. When you're just beginning, it really, really sucks. I've been there. There's nothing worse than having like a $500 day and you have $100 in returns. It sucks. I know. Build a bridge, get over it, move on, and it's on to the next thing. It's just the cost of doing business, you know? Yeah. There's nothing I can really talk about with that. You know what I mean? It is what it is. Stephanie Simmons says, I'm loving your hustle. I want in. Stephanie, I appreciate that. If you'd love to join the Hustleholics gang, you can hit the join button. It should be by the subscribe button. And there's two options there you can choose, and we'd love to have you. Our family enjoys the hustle dinner table. Absolutely. I signed up to sell at the beginning of December. I got held up on receiving a postcard in the mail. I had to request it, okay? And still never got it. I would give them a call. I had to make a whole new account. Now I'm back to the beginning. Have you ever heard of this happening? I have not. Claudia D says, good point. Think I'll place a small order just to get the ungated status and see how it plays out. Appreciate Richie Hustle. So here's the deal. If you're thinking about submitting invoices for Amazon, understand that you need to submit an invoice for at least 10 units of that particular item. Has to be at least 10 units, or else Amazon will not accept the invoice. Your channel gonna keep growing, man. I watch every video start to finish. Good content, great personality. Hey, Billy M, I appreciate you being here, man. Thank you for watching The Hustle. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for being here. We're gonna get like a hustle hug on that. You know what I mean? Or we can get like a bro dap or something, right? Hustle hugs or bro daps. That's what we're doing. I had to submit info now and can't wait for post okay verification. Just the thought of safety compliance this past summer 2020. Amazon asked for safety compliance. And then they asked again. Yeah, I agree with you, Brian. Dave is looking for the ASIN for the teal Victrola. Can somebody drop in the ASIN for the teal Victrola? Blount Auto says, and I think I'm almost caught. No, I'm not really caught up. Holy crap. Where is... Wow, am I this far behind? All right, let's see. I don't know where I look at. Let's see. Any hints? Brian, Kirkwood. Brickseek is hit and miss, but at least it gives you up things. I got suspended for cancel rate. Cancel rate? Any experience on how to get reinstated? You know, I don't know. I've never been suspended. JC says he got a bunch of those 3-cent games. Hell yeah. Work fully to 40-hour management position. Hit 3 to 4. Yes, before I have to go into. Kobe's hustling, baby. That's how you got to do it. So, guys, real quick, before I get to the more questions, I want to talk about something like about niching. On the IG Live, I said that I wanted to talk real quick about how to scale up. And honestly, what I'm finding is what I said at the beginning of this video, replenishables. You want to find replenishables. And what you want to do is you want to find items and things that nobody else is selling or that very few people are able to sell. And that means getting, it goes beyond getting approved with distributors and stuff like that. It's really figuring out, what do I need a hookup with? You know what I mean? What do I need like a hookup with to do? You know what I mean? Like, you gotta figure out replenishables. Michael Farris says, I'm from Oklahoma. I watch your videos all the time, and I saw the video that you was getting the Revlon hair dryers for $30. 22. Oh, Revlon hair dryers for $22. And that same day, I got 15 of them for $10 each. Dinner for Michael in the building. We got Brandon says, got over 30 of those 3-cent dinners. Colby Thrifts, hustle and grind, absolutely. Kristen, Amazon preps all your products. Do they take off price? No. So Amazon will not. I still have to take off the price tags. I wish I would pay an extra 10 cents an item for Amazon to take off the price tags. If I could just take everything and put them in boxes, I would love for that to happen. Heidi says, funny, I started watching Richie because of Super Unsexy. That is awesome. Shout out to Super Unsexy. Thank you for being here. And thanks to Super Unsexy for sending you over here. Much appreciated. How do you get tax exemption in store? So for Walmart, I applied online. For tax exemption in Walmart, you have to apply online. Absolute. Okay, so we got Dennis in the chat. Hello from Rochester, New York. Homeless or hustle. Needs to be a shirt. That's funny. So do I need to get LLC or a reseller permit? I mean, you don't need an LLC. I would get a reseller permit just to have it. It's called Remainder Mark. Super cool stuff. Just joined. Thank you, Claudie D, for joining the Hustleholics gang. Shout out to Claudie D. When's your website going live so we can purchase some merch? John, I'm still working on some designs, but we're going to have some merch up soon. I'm excited. I can't wait for that. For the book question, Amazon says, remainder marks are best used like new. Perfect. So there you go. If I know any more questions, let me know. Listen, any question, there's never an annoyance here. Ask your questions as many times as you want. I found and subscribed to Brixie because of you. That damn thing paid for itself the first 2 days. See? Jay Best is getting those Brixie dinners. How do you get approved to sell Nike and Adidas? That is the golden question. How do you get approved for selling Nike and Adidas? It's right below your nose. Believe me. Hey, Richie, do you sell on Facebook Marketplace? I heard they don't charge a fee, bro. Listen, JJ, I do sell on Facebook Marketplace. I've had a couple instances where people don't show up and all that other stuff. You know what I mean? I mean, I sell on it when I have to sell on it, but it's not something I don't go out sourcing products and say, hey, I could sell this on Facebook Marketplace. You know, Facebook Marketplace is something I sell either a lot of my used goods or returns. Does Amazon tell you what UPC to use? Yes. Amazon will tell you if they can use the barcode or if you have to put an FNSKU on it. An FNSKU is just a fancy name of putting a label on that. All right, now we got Chicago, Daytona, Cleveland, Ohio, VA, Vegas, Oklahoma City, Pennsylvania, California, Maine, Alabama, Syracuse, New York, PA, Sinking Spring in the building, Orlando, Florida, Tennessee, Dearborn, just outside of Detroit, Columbus, Ohio, North California, Chicago, Davenport, Washington, Central New York, Herkimer, New York. I hope I said that right. Tennessee, Connecticut, Pennsylvania, Altoona, PA, Roxborough, NC, Navasota, Texas, Southern California, Dayton, Ohio, Akron, Ohio, Chester Springs, Pennsylvania, Oregon, upstate New York, El Paso, Valley, Alabama, right side of Auburn, Tampa, Post Falls, Ocala, Florida, San Fran. We got a fellow Bostonian in the building. Park the car, kid. Houston, Texas. Hartford, Waterbury, Connecticut. Iowa, St. Louis, Falmouth, Maine. Former masshole for Kareen. More Tampa, Hutchinson, Oklahoma, New Mexico, Rhode Island, the D. Ocala, Florida. Biloxi, Mississippi. See, we got hustleholics all over this country. It's crazy. We got, more York, Pennsylvania, VA. Thursday hit 10 different stores between Burlington, TJ. Yeah, listen, I got to head back to Burlington. I haven't been to Burlington since the holidays. No, that's a lie. I was there about 3 weeks ago. That's a lie too. Probably about 4 weeks ago is the last time I was there. Do you do offers in Canada and Mexico? Yes. So, Charisse, I do sell in Canada and Mexico with my America inventory. It's called the NARF program with Amazon. You can sign up. There's no additional cost. And you can sell it to Mexico and Canada using your United States of America inventory. Felipe says, be obsessed with watching Richie. That's awesome. All I did was find a pack of socks, 25 cents. Oh, man. Look, sometimes that happens. There's been times I walked out of there with something for my daughter or something for me. It's like one item in the cart. It is what it is. It happens. You know what I mean? Just curious, why do you keep a separate account for selling books? So, I keep a separate account for selling books because I was picking up books by the thousands. And in order to organize my inventory on my main account, I'd have to always shuffle through thousands of books in between to find the inventory. It was just getting to be a pain in the ass. So, I decided to just keep books on one account. Bro, you're not watching the Super Bowl. You're going to be the only one at Walmart on Sunday. Look, I'm a Pats fan, a.k.a. I'm a Brady fan, and I realized I scheduled the Hustleholics at 6 p.m., and thank you for reminding me, because this Sunday, if you check on YouTube, we're actually going to be doing it at 5, not at 6. We're going to be doing it 5 to 6. I think kickoff is at 6:30, so we're going to be doing it right before the Super Bowl. Join us if you want. Honestly, a lot of people don't care about Tampa Bay and what's the other team. I'm not even paying attention. You know what I mean? If the Pats ain't in it, I ain't with it. You know what I'm saying? And honestly, I'm still kind of pissed off at Brady, but not really, because he gave us what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Super Bowl rings. So, it is what it is. He did a lot for the team. Can't be mad at him. I will be rooting for Tampa Bay, though, just because, if you're a Patriots fan, you're a Brady fan. There goes my wife again in the background, making an appearance.
Sorry,
Cameo.
There was an emergency.
Cameo appearance. Everything okay?
Sorry, yeah.
Okay.
Babe's just got mac and cheese all over her hair. I had to give her a bath.
Nothing says baby like mac and cheese in the hair. So, guys, we're going to be wrapping this up soon. I'm going to try to answer more of your questions. What is up, Jenny Gonzalez in the building? Chacho, what's up? What is your wife's channel? What is my wife's channel? I'm going to put it in the... I'll put it in the chat right now. If you want to go follow my wife. My wife does a lot of home decor hauls and try-ons and all that good stuff. So, ladies, if you're into it, check her out. Go KC, go Chiefs. Hey, look, we got some Chiefs fans in the building. Listen, Mahomes, unbelievable. And like I said, I don't care for either one team because if they're not the Patriots, I don't care. But Brady, I mean, that man, he deserves another one. But Pat Mahomes, I mean, Mahomes deserves it too. I mean, this guy was crazy. So, I mean, look. Denver Broncos. For those who are asking, reach a level chat. Yeah, okay. And I'm subscribing to your channel. Awesome. Awesome. Thanks, Jenny. Where you live, man? I'm out in Massachusetts. She does. So my wife has 23,000 subscribers. Shout out to my wife, Eleni. She's been doing this for a few years longer than me. But the Hustleholics, we're going to show her what's up. We're going to surpass her this year, I think. We'll see. Something very important I wanted to tell everybody. This weekend, we're doing things as normal, with the exception of Sunday. We're doing 5 o'clock live hustle. But next weekend, I will be traveling because I am finally going on vacation. And what I would say is this, on next Friday, we're going to have a regular hustle just like we have now. And then Saturday, we're going to do a premiere. We're going to do a pre-recorded Pokemon box break, okay? It's going to be a premiere, and I'm going to be able to watch that with you. It won't be live because I'll be traveling on the road on Saturday. And then Sunday, I'm not going to be doing a live hustle, but I will be doing another premiere. It's going to be like the same format, uncut, raw. We're going to be doing it at least an hour. It's going to be a premiere on Sunday. But next week, during the week, we're going to be sourcing where I'm going to be on vacation. We're going to do a live hustle during the week. Stay tuned for that. I'll let you know exactly where I'm going to be next week. But yo, your boy needs a break. You know what I'm saying? I need to enjoy like some beaches, some drinks, some chilling. You know what I mean? I gotta do that. Okay. And then the weekend after that, it may be the same format as next weekend because I'll be traveling home. So I will try my hardest to do as many live hustles, but you can still expect uploads during the week, spontaneous lives being broadcasted. It's going to be really fun, and I can't wait to take everybody on the journey. Right now, I'm starving. It's just past 7 o'clock. I'm going to go grab some food. I hear my company downstairs. I appreciate everybody who's joined me tonight on this Friday night Hustleholics Hangout. Thank you all for being here. Join me tomorrow night. We're going to be doing 50 packs of Champions Path opening live. Sunday, 5 o'clock, we're going to be doing more. Another live at Walmart. Yo, there's so much craziness happening. I can't even take it. Thank you all for being here. Like this video. Consider subscribing to the channel. I would really appreciate it if I had all of you guys subscribe. And consider joining to the Hustleholics gang. I will catch you guys out on the next hustle. Peace out, guys. Thank you so much.